Hey y'all, Kelsey with Kelsey Scruggs Boutique. Welcome back to my channel. This week we are doing this beautiful leopard print sunflower split tumbler. I thought that this was perfect for summertime, especially for those who love sunflowers but also want the leopard print vibe. So without further ado, let's get started. Today we're using the 24-ounce plump from the Steel Magnolia. I did prep it beforehand. I sanded it, washed it, and then I painted part of the cup with Rust-Oleum metallic gold spray paint. And then I took some Legos and kind of stacked them and placed my Sharpie on it to turn my cup and make my line where I wanted my middle to be. Now, if you don't have any Legos laying around the house, you can eyeball this if you're really great at that, or you can stack other items you have laying around in your craft room, such as painter's tape and things along those lines to get the perfect line that you're looking for. So once we have our line, we're going to place our painter's tape just above that line, because obviously we do want to cover it up with glitter because we do not want to see it. I am mixing 5 mLs total of Ultra Clear Fast Set from Counterculture DIY. That is 2.5 mLs of part A and 2.5 mLs of part B. Now, since we're using a fast setting epoxy, we will only have to wait an hour before we go on to our next step, which saves so much time. The color that we're going to be using for this today is Athena from Peachy Olive Glitters. It is actually one of my favorite gold glitters to use. It does have a little bit of chunky pieces in it. I just love it because it's got such a good dimension and sparkle and different cuts and colors and all kinds of stuff in this glitter. It is just absolutely beautiful. So once we have this completely covered, we're going to tap off any of the excess glitter. And then, of course, I'm going to take some parchment paper and I'm going to go through and lightly pat the glitter down to the cup. You don't want to rub at this point, because if you rub, you can rub your glitter right off, and we do not want that. We want to be able to just have a flat surface, because if you have your glitter laying down flat, the less sanding you are going to have to do later. Once you're satisfied with how it looks, you're going to go ahead and remove your painter's tape immediately. We're going to wait an hour and then we will spray it with Rust-Oleum 2 times gloss clear and let that dry before we go into this next step. So once your spray paint has dried, you're going to take an angled brush and some Mod Podge, and you're just going to dab some circles onto your gold glitter. Now here I am using Cocoa from Sass and Crafts. I believe they used to be called Yaya's Glitter, but it's Sass and Crafts now. It's just a brown, beautiful brown color that I had laying around, and it actually ended up being the perfect brown for this project. So once I go all the way around, there's really no rhyme or reason to where I place my spots. It's just wherever I feel that they look best. And once that is done, I will tap off the excess, and then of course the same Mod Podge that we were using to apply our spots, I will actually tint that with a black acrylic paint. I find that with the black acrylic paint, it's more distinct when you're doing the leopard spots, and I don't want to have to go back and do a second coat of my black. So there really wasn't a photo or anything that I looked at. I just kind of went for it here and kind of prayed that it would look okay, and it did turn out good. So just go around. I did like some half circles on one. On a few, I did like 2 little triangle things, which is why this angled brush comes in handy. Now, once I was done with all of these spots, I just kind of looked around the cup, and anywhere that I felt like it needed something extra, I just put a black dot there. Because if you look at a traditional leopard print, you will see that not all of them are actual leopard print. There are some miscellaneous dots just scattered around. So I wanted it to look as realistic as possible. Once that Mod Podge was dry, I did spray my cup with Rust-Oleum 2 times gloss clear so that our spots didn't move. And then I went in with 1 coat of Fast Set. And of course, once that dried, I taped off where the gold glitter was and saran wrapped it. And this is where you will spray paint the top black. And once that spray paint dries, you're going to want to do another coat of Fast Set. Because you want a coat of Fast Set on your black spray paint before we put our sunflowers on. So as you can see here, I did go ahead and remove some epoxy that I had on the inside of my cup, along with sanding both of my rims. And I did go ahead and sand where my leopard spots were, just to take care of anything that had not been covered just yet. I really didn't have to do a whole lot of sanding because we did pat down our gold glitter in the beginning of this process. I did take a coffee filter and wipe it off with some 91% alcohol. Now, once I had a couple of the sunflowers on, I decided to go ahead and put my gold strip of vinyl. I cut that 11.5 wide by 0.10 in height. And I'm using Oracal 651 gold. And the reason why I decided to put that before this next sunflower was because I wanted it to look like the sunflower was literally sitting on top of my gold strip. So just keep that in mind as you are creating this cup. And yeah. This process was so easy and so much fun. And of course, look at that, you guys. I just kind of placed them wherever I felt it was necessary. I applied 2 coats of resin and it was finished, you guys. I had so much fun making this and I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. If you like this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.